guys, look who I have here with me today.
Hey.
This is Bad Girl Angie.
A lot of people don't call me Angie. They just call me Bad Girl or Bad Girl Angie.
How do you like it?
I like it. It's fun. It's like, I guess it's who I am, you know?
Exactly.
And like, my friend got married recently and my invitation and my cup, they all said Bad Girl Angie.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah.
The reason I know Angie is because we've lived next to each other, not anymore, but we grew up basically with each other since like 1995. Our parents are still neighbors, and we used to have a lot of fights and a lot of fun events and little things that we used to do growing up. So we know each other for a really, really long time. Like, we've seen each other grow up to be the people that we are today. So what better collaboration than to do it with you? And you guys have to check out Angie's channel because she discusses some really amazing topics that need to be heard, which is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this collaboration, is for you guys to get to know her a little bit better. So we're gonna get started. Question number 1, favorite Halloween candy?
Everybody hates this, but it's candy corn. And it's funny because a lot of people don't like it. I saw this post on Instagram the other day, and it said, how you eat candy corn, throw it away. I'm like, I love candy corn.
What do you like about it?
I don't know. I've always liked it.
Yeah? Do you buy it? Do you actually buy it? Do you like it that much?
I bought it sometimes. I don't always buy it because I get enough. Because my coworkers know that I like it and they'll give me some.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe, I remember one of my teachers, she would make like these popcorn balls and she would melt it. And she would make these, you know how they make Rice Krispies? Yeah. Just like that, but with candy corn and popcorn.
Oh.
And I loved it. And ever since then, I've always loved it.
And the melted candy corn would bind the popcorn? That sounds good, actually.
All of a sudden, it sounds good.
But my favorite candy has to be Snicker bars, because I love chocolate.
My favorite candy is Dulce Candy.
Better be a good answer, bitch. Not just playing. Okay, do you decorate your house?
I unfortunately don't. I used to live on a street and my house was facing the street, and I would get the lights and I put, you know, the fake cobwebs.
Yeah.
But my apartment that I live now, because I live by myself, it's facing the garage in the back, and there's a window that kind of faces the street a little bit, so I could put lights, but then it's blocked by a big bush.
Oh, really?
So, no.
You can't really see it.
You can't really see it, but I'm taking my nephew to go get pumpkins to the pumpkin patch, and so I'm gonna get a little one, maybe, just
even just that, you know, just
my
to kind of
desk
have
is
the spirit
decorated.
in there. Oh yeah, that's nice. That takes
I'm
a lot
more
of
an
energy.
observer, like I'm more into seeing than doing it,
because some people like go all out.
They do, especially there's some streets that people were like, the whole neighborhood would get into it and they'll do it,
and
it's beautiful.
And that's fun, you know, because you're like, oh yeah, let's get in, and you have contests to see whose house is better and stuff. And yeah, some people are like us, we just like to appreciate it, you know. Your least favorite costume?
I would have to say, when I was little, I dressed up as a homeless person to school. I was in 6th grade. I remember dressing up, and I wore like this, I think I wore my dad's like work clothes or something, like all ragged.
Yeah.
And like I wore shoes to 2 different pairs of sneakers. Like one was like a Nike and it was like an Adidas shoe or something. And I went to school like that, and it was cool or whatever, but it was like very last minute, so that's what I wore. But for PE, you have to change into like shorts and a t-shirt, and I was wearing like mismatched shoes, so I was kind of embarrassed, and I was like, oh, you know, I should have brought some extra shoes. But that was my least favorite.
I can't really think about a costume that I don't really like, actually, because I haven't really dressed up a lot. You know, when I was little, I really liked my costumes, and then I started getting older, I stopped dressing up. Okay, next question: have you ever repeated a costume, and what was it?
I have, like, I've done it twice. Well, besides the Scream costume that I wore like every year.
Yeah.
Because I was obsessed with Scream. I thought I was.
I do remember you wearing the costume too.
I used to be like really obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I thought it was her sometimes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I repeated a costume last year because I wasn't done with my Pocahontas costume. So I had a Greek goddess costume that I had made, and I wore that to work because everybody wanted to dress up. So I wore it.
But it wasn't like to a big thing. Okay. I didn't. I've never repeated a costume.
No?
No.
She's fancy like that.
You know what? Like, you... I know, like, actually I never hated a costume, and I never repeated a costume, so...
I love everything I wear, and I never repeat it.
No, but I I feel like you celebrated Halloween more than I did. Now that
I feel
I'm
like
doing
I
this
do.
tag, you know.
I feel like I do. I'm really I think it's one of my favorite like holidays.
Yeah, Halloween.
Yeah, because Christmas I have to spend a bunch of money on people.
That is the only thing you do. There's like the pressure of buying a
But now
lot
I
of
just
things.
do it for the kids.
Yeah, and that's all that matters, you know. Because I used to do it for the adults too, and I was like, you know what? They don't really need gifts.
Yeah, like
focus on the children.
Yeah,
They think
and
better
so,
gifts.
yeah, and they love it, and it's so nice watching the kids open their gifts.
It's the best, huh?
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's like, and I love giving them a lot, so they have so much to open. Just,
and it's
you know?
like they get so caught up in it, and it just reminds me when we were little, we're always like so anxious to open gifts.
Yeah.
So it's like
that was the best. I remember that. That's true. Next question: do you believe in ghosts?
I do believe in ghosts and spirits and all that.
Yeah. Have you ever had an experience?
Yes, I have. I have had a few, but one big one that stands out for me is me and my friend Victor. We had a mutual friend that we were both really good friends with, who passed away like a few years back. Before that, it's been probably like 7 or 8 years that he passed away from now. But back then, it had just happened to be like 3 years prior, and we were sitting in the car talking. We had just come back from eating or something, and we were just talking about him and getting really emotional talking about him. And I'm like, he's probably here with us listening. I'm like,
Aww.
and I think like we were kind of like, if you're here, give us a sign. And like 2 minutes into saying that, we like felt like somebody was trying to open my door
from the car.
Yeah, and we were just like, I'm like, did you hear that? He goes, yes. And I was like, oh, it has to be him. It has to be him.
Wow.
I mean, there was nobody there, and the car's not just gonna make that noise.
Exactly.
But there's been other situations where I've just felt somebody's presence, or I've smelled his cologne. He used to have this cologne that he wore all the time. It was actually the Paris Hilton for men that he wore all the time, and I smelled it sometimes.
Yeah, and it's like that. I've had something like that happen to me. Like a few days ago, I smelled like this older scent of a woman, like maybe a woman in her 80s. And I buy a lot of things that are like vintage and old, like old dresses, old mirrors, like a lot of old things. And I didn't think about it, but I smelled it. I was like, where is this smell coming from? It's like a very distinct older woman scent. And I don't smell it today at all. And it was just like a whiff. So it makes me wonder if it has something to do with the things that I'm buying. Like if there's something attached to it or something.
And you never know, like, when you buy something, you don't, I mean, especially something that's old and vintage, who owned it before you? There's always a history to it.
That's true. But yeah, I definitely believe in that.
I do too.
You know, my husband does not believe in it. He's like, I want to see proof. But to me, it's like, I'm very in touch with like, I don't know, something inside of me. Yeah.
Me too.
You know?
But I believe it because I've experienced some stuff.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
overall, I just believe it. Like, there has to be something else.
Yeah. Last question. Your scariest Halloween ever?
It's always like the haunted houses, but I went to a haunted house like last year. It wasn't a haunted house. It was like one of those horror nights.
Yeah.
And it was where we went through this like haunted, like it was like an old factory kind of thing at Universal Studios. It was me and my sister and my cousin, and we were walking around like nothing, and I was like scared. You know, you get scared, but there was this one like monster thing that kept like eyeing me, and
are you serious?
And I was just like, oh my god, please, like they're gonna scare me. And so he would get close to me, but he wouldn't like scare me that bad. So I was like, whatever. So I could see the door. We're already gonna finish, like, so we're heading towards the door. And my sister's right behind me, and so the guy comes up to my sister, and he's like, and she's like, okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. So I really just, I'm like, I just thought she was behind me, my sister. So I go like this, and I see him, he goes, he like grabs me, and I'm like, oh my god, and I like fought him off and
Are you
ran.
serious?
Yeah, I was like, let me go, and I ran.
God.
And I was like, oh my god, I'm like, I need a beer.
That's
So
funny.
that was my scariest moment. Like, even though I know it's fake, like, just like, I wasn't expecting to see, I was expecting to see my sister. And I was just like,
yeah, that's scary.
It was crazy.
I know. And that's the point of like going to places like that, is to feel scared. But you were actually telling me about how like there was a haunted corn maze, which I thought was so creepy.
Oh yeah.
Like at dark, because I haven't done that before, but like you tell them.
Well, I had done the maze like in the day before, but me and my friends went to this haunted maze. It was like a haunted house, but in a maze form.
Oh, okay.
And it's weird because it's different because they can kind of hide anywhere in the corn. and it was dark and scary, and they did the fog, and it's like
yeah.
so creepy, but it's nighttime and it's quiet, and then like you turn a corner and like there'll be like a thing there, like, and it's just scary.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's fake, but it's still scary. The chainsaw scares me so much.
And just knowing that if you make the wrong turn, there's something waiting
Yes,
for you
they're
to be
waiting for you,
in the
lurking
dark.
in
It's
the
like,
dark.
ah! I don't know, that
Yes.
gives me the chills. But I had a lot of fun. That was the last question. Thank you so much for coming over today to film it. I just want to steal her, actually. I was just telling her I love having her around. I don't know why. Oh, I do know why, but I just love having her around. And we're going to have the second part or the first part, just another video to go along with this with more questions on her channel, and I have that in the link below. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, and we will see you guys on our next video. Hopefully we have more.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Bye.